Today, basically, I'm going to show you what was my workflow on Guardians and how can you apply that to your animation. It was basically a very, very simple workflow that I tried to keep because it was giving me very realistic results. So to me, actually, it's the downside of this workflow is it kind of restricts yourself in terms of animation in a broad way. Like if you're going cartoony or stuff like that, I wouldn't recommend using that. But in terms of body mechanics or creature stuff or games stuff or and of course a lot of feature like dragons animation type of things, or even Tangle could use a lot of reference as a base. Maybe not the same workflow, but type of base. So basically, I'm going every 3 frames, and I'm going to put a key on everything. So here I start at 100. I'm going to put a key on everything on this guy. So basically, I select all here, key everything, and then from those two, I'm going to always start with the body mover, which is the rotation and translation of this one. Okay. So this is my main mover, so this is always what I'm going to use first to move the character. And basically I'm going to go between those frames. So you see here I flip between 100 and 103. And I just see what's moving. And in between those two, then that's what's going to make it my animation move. So basically here I see that my body is going a bit on the side and a bit forward. And for all this type of stuff, it's good also to look at it in 3D. Okay, so let's keep going. So that, like that. So 3 frames, basically, and those in between those 3, just basically to try to match what's going on your reference with your animation. So here you see, I'm just starting with the body for the main stuff. But then you can see that there's little things moving, like my leg. Also, you know, it's very important to just make it a bit. So, also you have the first pose to do, which I didn't show you guys. But basically, when you're in a T pose, you have to basically put your character in that same pose, and then from there, just start moving those few things. And it's let's keep going to where scenes move a bit more. Let's say if I'm here to here, let's try to match that pose. So guys, always start with your body when you're trying to match some of this stuff. Okay, it's always better to start with your body because that's going to be your main mover. So don't try and start with other stuff. You can even do a pass only with the body if you want every 3 frames, but I think it's good to add other stuff. So let's say I'm here and I'm going to 111. So okay, so between those two frames, you see a lot more stuff move. So I just wanted to show you what's going to happen. So here I have a rotation in my hips, and then I kind of have a side movement like this, and then I have, of course, the translation of going forward, and a bit of movement on this. So here I exaggerated a bit too much, so you can always tone it down. And it's been a while I haven't animated Maya, but it's so yeah. Basically, try to get similar stuff, and then from there, you can start adjusting your foot and stuff like that. And it's every 3 frames. So guys, try that when you animate this week. Just try that. Just to do it every 3 frames. And you need to look also for little movements. Like here, you see. Like this shoulder feels like it drops, so I mean here it's doing it because of my side stuff, and here it feels like it's going up. So then I'm going to start putting those little things like that. That's going to make it feel a bit more organic. If you see stuff like this happening, like little shoulder shift or something like that, try to put them in there. It's going to give life to your character right away. So does that make sense to everyone? you work in linear or step at this point? No, I worked in spline, completely spline. So I have all my keys. You see they're just regular curve. Here I don't want to have step or anything. I just want to have keys on everything and have nice clean curves because I want to do I want to see what my in-between does in those. Here I'm really going straight ahead and really trying to mimic what my body does. I'm not trying to match as much as I would say the poses like I'm doing in step, but you still have to match the poses and understand what's moving and stuff. Yeah, sorry, I didn't do frame 1 of 5 and stuff because I wanted to show you when it moves more that you need to basically move a lot of little things, where here from 1 to 103 there is very, very little movement. That's why I went later on in the animation, okay? Yeah, so you guys don't have to work in step or in spline. To me, I mean, it's what's going to give you a different style of animation, but here, try this version where you're going to be just in spline, keying every 3 frames. So let me show you what does that give you when you do that. Sorry. So basically here I did it for the whole shot, every 3 frames. I don't know, it took me like 20 minutes, not even. It was very, very quick. Basically, when you're familiar with that technique, see here I have every 3 frames, and there we go. Okay, honestly, this was 20 minutes top, and that was it. It's just to block.